You arrive sweating and vibrating in the antiseptic chrome lobby of Elon Musk's private office tower with pupils like blown headlights and the unshakable certainty that somewhere in this building a machine has already predicted every mistake you will ever make. You tell the receptionist you have an appointment even though you don't, because the microdose stack in your bloodstream is whispering that appointments are just simulations invented to slow people down before destiny kicks the door open. The receptionist does not blink because she is a robot wearing a polite human face. And while she scans your retina, you suddenly remember that your dealer insisted the new pills sometimes cause temporary prophetic insight. The scanner hums, the doors unlock, and you interpret this as confirmation that either fate or extremely advanced capitalism wants you inside Elon Musk's office immediately. The elevator shoots upward so fast your stomach lags behind somewhere around the 50th floor, while the mirrored walls multiply your jittering reflection into 100 increasingly suspicious versions of you. By the time the doors open, you have convinced yourself that Elon Musk personally summoned you because your brain, chemically marinated though it currently is, has noticed a pattern in reality that no sober person could survive seeing. You walk into Elon Musk's office unchallenged, which is the first sign something is very wrong because billionaires normally hide behind enough security to repel medieval sieges. The office smells faintly like ozone and expensive anxiety, and on the far wall a dozen giant monitors display live feeds of rocket launches, stock prices, Martian weather, and something that looks disturbingly like a probability forecast of human behavior. You drift closer and realize the graphs are labeled with things like global panic index and projected meme dominance curve, which makes perfect sense to you because the pills are currently explaining capitalism as a nervous system. Behind the desk sits Elon Musk himself, perfectly still, hands folded, watching you with the patient expression of a man who has already simulated this exact conversation 10 million times. You immediately begin explaining that you are not paranoid but simply chemically accelerated into noticing that reality feels algorithmic lately, like the universe quietly installed an update nobody remembers downloading. Elon Musk nods the way a man nods when hearing an idea he personally funded years ago, then swivels a monitor toward you displaying a map of Earth covered in blinking dots labeled behavioral prediction nodes. You stare at the map and suddenly understand that every dot represents a machine trying to predict what people will do next, and your bloodstream begins applauding because this validates several recent hallucinations. Elon Musk explains casually that the company built an artificial intelligence to predict humanity's future, but accidentally discovered something more profitable. People behave exactly like addicts if you model them correctly. You laugh too loudly because you are in fact an addict and therefore feel professionally qualified to confirm this theory, which makes Elon Musk smile in a way that feels disturbingly like market validation. He tells you the AI recently identified one unpredictable variable ruining its perfect forecasts, and while he says this his eyes drift toward you the way a scientist studies a particularly interesting lab rat. Your spine turns into cold wire because the drugs have been whispering all morning that today you are statistically improbable. Elon Musk taps a key and the monitors flood with footage of you from earlier today buying pills, pacing sidewalks, arguing with a vending machine, and finally deciding to come here. You attempt to explain that your behavior only looks chaotic because you operate on higher dimensional intuition, but the sentence collapses halfway through because you realize the AI predicted even this explanation. The machine's problem, Elon Musk continues pleasantly, is that addicts sometimes do irrational things for no reward whatsoever, which breaks the optimization model that normally makes society run like a beautifully depressing clock. You consider this carefully and then tell him the secret is simple. Addicts are just people whose reward systems got tired of waiting for the future. For the first time, Elon Musk looks genuinely excited, because apparently nobody in the trillion-dollar prediction industry thought to ask a chemically enthusiastic stranger about impatience. He begins feeding your rambling theories into the AI, and the monitors erupt into new predictive models showing markets, elections, riots, and entire civilizations behaving like a crowd of gamblers chasing the next hit. You feel briefly proud until one graph labeled Addiction-Driven Civilization Trajectory slopes sharply downward towards something labeled Total System Burnout.